My apologies for the black screen there then, guys. I accidentally clicked on the wrong one. But yeah, I'm back on TTS once again. My apologies for being such a long time since I last done a video. I had a few rough, ill days, so decided to take some time to myself. But I am back. I am about to bring you another profile video. Obviously, this one is part of the series. So this is my top 10s. But today I'm bringing you the Borg. Because we have engaged the Borg. We've got top 10 ships, top 10 captains, top 10 elite talents, top 10 tech, weapons, crew. And then, as you can see here, there's another row at the bottom which I've squeezed in. This bottom row is top 10 Borg upgrades. The only unfortunate thing about this is, as you can see, number 10 is missing. For some reason, TTS will not let me load in that last card. But don't panic. I have an alternative route that I'm going to take to get it out and show you what it is. So, number 10 is on a different website, but it's all good to go. So, without further ado, let's make a move. So, starting with ships. In at number 10, the Sung. I quite personally like the Sung. So, after performing a 5 straight maneuver, if there are no enemy ships in your forward firing arc, you may perform an evade action as a free action. That is very nice. 38 points, not a bad little ship. Excuse me. Maneuver dials are quite nice. It's like the standard ship maneuvers where you can move yourself left, right, centre, and everywhere which direction. In respects to things like the spheres and the cubes, where you have to move in like a set way. So, that is number 10. Number 9, we've got Scout 609. This is one of the ones that does move forward in straight lines and then turns at a 90-degree angle. But it's all good. Scout 609 does let you use the action, target a friendly ship within range 1 to 2, and you can repair 1 shield and 1 hull on that target ship. So a great little support ship as long as you can keep it alive long enough to do so. And cheap for 22 points. A lot of things with the Borg is you'll find that a lot of the Borg ships and upgrades are very expensive. Until they get an errata, then when the erratas come out and they get cheaper, then things will hopefully get better for them. In at number 8, the Avatar of Tomed. Yes, it is a Romulan ship, but it's a Romulan Borg ship. When you perform a cloak action, you may immediately perform a free regeneration action. And if you do so, you cannot attack that round. I'm under the impression, I might be wrong. If I am wrong, please, someone in the comments correct me. But when the Borg take a regeneration anyway, they don't get to shoot that turn anyway, if I remember correctly. So yeah, if I'm wrong, please comment below and let me know. 7. Not the first time I'm going to say that on this list. Assimilation Target Prime. One of the harder ships to get your hands on, but one of the good ships to run. So, you do not pay a faction penalty for cards equipped to this ship. All tech upgrades equipped to this ship will cost minus 1 SP. So, it's a good little ship. Personally, one of my favourites. I do apologise if I do stop talking every now and again. My dinner has decided to repeat a little bit, which is not good. But yeah, lovely little ship there, quite cheap to run. Well, I say cheap to run. It's a nice one to run, I should say. Not the greatest of manoeuvres, but you can make it work. Going into 6. In at 6, one of my personal favourites is the assimilated vessel 80279. So it is the Burrell class. It is also known as Korok's Bird of Prey. I believe it was the Voyager era, Season 6? Yeah, I'm sure it was Season 6, towards the end of Season 6. But basically, 7 of 9 meets Korok in Unimatrix 0. And this is the ship that was his, even though I don't believe we ever actually see it in the series. This is what it would be if it was. So, 26 points, does have the cloak and sensor echo actions. And also, when attacking during the modified attack dice step, you can spend 3 drone tokens to choose any number of your attack dice and re-roll them, even if they have already been re-rolled. So, you can spend your target lock to re-roll, then go, do you know what, screw it, here's 3 drone tokens, and let's re-roll again. Quite naughty. In at 5 is Cube 384. You can't have a Borg list without running at least 384 or 112. Luckily, I have cards for both. I do only own 384 as a ship, which is up there on top of my shelf. It's the only one of the 2 ships I've got, but I do have the card for 112, thanks to a dear friend Mike. Anyway, so with this one, we've got Cube 384. Shields cannot be affected by upgrades from an opponent's fleet. So I quite like this one. So anybody who's running things that bypass the shields, yeah, you can't do it with this. You've got to go through those 10 shields first. Cube 112, I should have got the card out really. Basically, is a nice one. It states that you can, instead of firing however many dice at one target, you can fire at multiple targets with 4 dice each. So another absolutely disgusting one, even though it's quite costly on the points. 4. The Queen's Vessel Prime. So we've got the Octahedron. This is the card pack one, I believe. It's the one that basically, during the end phase, you can add 1 drone token to the captain equipped to this ship. So the more you spend, the more you can have back, basically. That's how it works. But that's a nice little ship there. 42 points. So you've only really got 8 points to play with for your upgrades. But, you know, if you put the right build in, you're laughing anyway. 3 is Sphere 4270. So each time you attack with your primary weapon, you may divide your attack between 2 different ships. You may divide your attack dice however you like. So you've got 6 dice. You can fire 2 at that ship and 4 at that ship, or you can go 3 and 3. Do as you please. But you've got to roll at least 1 attack dice onto each ship, if you choose to do so. Not bad for 40 points. Got 2 Borg slots, 1 tech, 1 weapon, and 1 crew. Obviously, it's got a 7/7 for its hull shields. Doesn't have defense dice, but Borg don't. They don't run defense dice. And obviously, it's got quite a heavy weapon cost at 6 as well. In at number 2, Tactical Cube 138. Can't have a Borg list without having a Tactical Cube on there. So on this list, I've put Tactical Cube 138. You got a choice of 2, and this is the one I liked. So 138 is the one that gives you the Borg ablative hull armor cost -3 when you equip it to the ship. So I think, if I remember, I'm not too sure. We'll have a look later because it's on there anyway. The hull ablative armor should be 10 points, so this reduces it to 7, which is quite nice. And finally, judging by the back of the card, as you can see, there is a second symbol. Has to be used. It's the Borg Voyager. It is at number 1 on my list because it is at number 1 on my list. That made all the sense in my mind when I said it, and then no sense at all when I came out. The reason it's on my list at number 1 is it's something I use, excuse me, a very, very lot of the time. I love the ship. It's such a brilliant ship. It's got a pair of green 1 maneuvers. It's got a couple of green 2 maneuvers. It's even got a green 3 straight. So no matter what you do, you're guaranteeing yourself almost every time to get your target lock as a free. When you get the right build, I played with it yesterday, and the build that I used actually involved this ship. I think I had Locutus 9. 7 of 9 was on board because it's a Borg Intrepid. Yeah, she gives you all 3. But yeah, that is my top 10 ships. So I'm going to fly down now into the next row. This is top 10 captains. Starting with the operations drone. So, operations drone. Place 6 tokens on this card at setup. And then at range 1 to 2, during the plan phase, you can spend 1 drone token on this card, target an opposing ship, and say, hey, have an auxiliary. Very nasty. Especially if they've already got one, because you're giving them a second one. 9 is tactical drone. At the start of the game, place 5 drone tokens on this card. During the roll defense dice step of the combat, you can spend 1 drone token to force your opponent to roll 1 less defense dice. Very good card. Fortunately, the one thing with Borg, as we do know, when the stars, as they use their drone tokens, their captain skill lowers as well, unfortunately. But it's something you kind of get over. 8, Korok. So I can't have his ship without having him. So Korok, at the start of the game, place 6 drone tokens on his card. When you inflict damage to an opponent's hull, during the deal damage step, you may spend 1 drone token to convert 1 normal damage into a critical damage instead. Very nice, especially if you needed just that 1 more drone token to do what you had to do. That 1 more critical to do what you had to do. Every time it works. Going in for 7, I've got first. So first is, you place 6 tokens on this card during setup, and in the activation phase, you spend 1 drone token to remove 2 time tokens, or 1 disable token from any upgrade equipped to this ship. Very nice, especially if you're running time token torpedoes or something. 6 is third of 5, also known as Hugh, but obviously he's third of 5 here, not Hugh. At the bottom, so you cannot assign this card to the same fleet or ship as anybody with the name of Hugh, which is fair enough. And at the start of the game, place 3 drone tokens on him. During the roll defense dice step of the combat phase, you may spend 1 token to roll plus 1 defense dice. Not something I've gone into very often, but something I have dabbled with in the past. 5 brings us the Cardassian Borg man thing. At the start of the game, place 6 drone tokens on this card, and then when a friendly ship within range 1 of your ship is defending, during the roll defense dice step, you may spend 1 drone token to add 1 defense dice to that ship's roll for that attack. Very nice. 4 brings us Locutus, the one I said about last night. I used it on the Voyager. He doesn't really have much in the way of what he does. He has 9 drone tokens on him, and then you just basically add 2 crew to the upgrade bar. You do not pay a faction penalty, when equipping a crew upgrade to this ship, which is very nice. Then we've got Catherine Janeway. So, during setup, we place 8 tokens on her. Her captain skill is 8, which lowers as she goes along. And then each time an opposing ship within range performs a evade, scan, or battle station action, you can spend 1 drone token on this card and target that opposing ship to perform the same action, and then you place an auxiliary beside the target ship. So, not only the fact that you're going, haha, anything you can do, I can do too, you also then turn to and say, well, I'll tell you what, have an auxiliary for your troubles. Very nice card. 2 is the Borg Queen. So, it was a toss-up between 2 of the Borg Queens, but this one just pinched it a little bit more for me than the other one. So at the start of the game, you place 8 drone tokens on this card. Once per round, you may discard 1 drone token to perform 1 action from your ship's action bar as a free action. If another Borg ship is in your fleet, when your ship is destroyed, you may replace that ship's captain with this card. If you do so, discard that captain and all drone tokens from both cards, then place 8 drone tokens on this card. So you're basically getting all your drones back. She's naughty, but lovely at the same time. Which brings us down to number 1, which is also the Borg Queen. This is my personal favourite. Every time I do a Borg fleet, she is in there somewhere because her ability is just broken. 9 drone tokens on her, and then this card's ability becomes the ability of every captain in your fleet, as long as it requires drone tokens to be spent. So it's like, okay, this sounds like fun. You've got this ability where I spend this many and I get that. So I go with that. Sorry, just replying to a message, guys. Sorry. So, sorry about that. Probably should have put you on the intermission screen. Next up, we've got, so we have captains. This should be elite. Number 10, assimilated access codes. I'm going to fly through these a little bit because I'm not really too worried about it. I don't really run into these much, except for one or two of them. So assimilated access codes, it's just an action. You can discard this card to target a friendly ship range 2 to 3 and discard up 3 drone tokens from your captain's card. You disable a number of active shields on the target ship equal to the number of drone tokens, yada yada. If the ship is cloaked, you may instead discard 2 drone tokens to flip the cloak over to its red side. So it's basically an anti, an anti-play card. Oh, you've got shields? Yeah, no more. Oh, wait, you're cloaked? No, you're not. Works lovely. Number 9, experimental link. So during the modify attack dice step of the combat phase, you may discard this card and need to spend up 3 drone tokens to disable up to third to reroll any number of attack dice equal to the number of drone tokens you spent or crew upgrades you disabled with this card, which is very nice. Number 8, command interface. After you roll a dice for any reason, you may discard this card to reroll that dice once. 7, neural transponder. Whenever a battle station, evade, scan, or auxiliary is placed on this ship, you may discard this card. And then each other friendly ship within range that has a neural transponder upgrade equipped to it must also place a token of the same type beside it if it does not already have one. Very nice. 6, collective consciousness. I'm not going to talk about that one because I'm just going to skip through a little bit here because I'm due to play a game shortly. So, I am the Borg. Action, discard this card to perform the action. All friendly ships in range 1 and 2 of a ship gain +1 attack dice this round when attacking. So, it is good. It can be helpful, especially if you're in tight. So, we've gone from I am the Borg to we are the Borg. So, during the modified attack dice step combat phase, you may discard this card, spend up 3 drone tokens to add 1 evade result to the roll for each drone token you spent on this card. Or with this card, I should say. Number 3, route command. We are slowly getting there because number 1 is my favourite of them all. So, number 3, route command. Discard this card and target an opposing ship. During the target ship's declare target step this game mode, you may choose that ship's target. The target must still be legal. So, awesome. Resistance is futile. During the modify attack dice step of the combat phase, you discard this card, spend up 3 drone tokens, select any number of your attack dice equal to the number of drone tokens spent with this card. These dice cannot be cancelled during the compare results step of the combat phase. And finally, my favourite, the ocular implants. So, when this ship performs a target lock action, this ship may also perform a battle station as a free action. So even if you don't have it on your bar, you still get to take the battle station, which is absolutely naughty, as we discovered last night. That is the top 10 talents. as we are like slowly going plowing through this list quite nicely. Next up, we've got the top 10 tech. Coming in at number 10, Subspace Beacon. So you can disable this card to target every friendly ship within range 1 to 3 of your ship. Target ships may immediately perform a scan as a free, then place 1 scan token beside your ship. It's very nice. Long range scan. When attacking a ship at range 3, if there is a scan token beside your ship during the modified defense dice step of the combat phase, you may disable this card to convert one of your opponent's evades or battle stations to a blank result. Naughty. 8 is self-destruct sequence. As an action, you cannot attack this round. During the next activation phase, you cannot move or take any actions, including free actions. At the end of the next activation phase, after all ships have moved, destroy your ship and roll a number of attack dice equal to your hull value to damage every ship within range 1 to 3 of your ship. A ship does not roll defense dice against this attack unless that ship has a scan. So, quite disgusting, quite dirty to play. So you can like move a ship within range, say like the big cube, which has got a hull of 10, move it between 3 of your opponent's ships, activate the self-destruct sequence, they try to get out of the way, next turn, unfortunately, it doesn't kind of work that way as you just go, boom, here's 10 dice for you, 10 dice for you, and 10 dice for you. And leaves them stunned. 7. Data Node. At the start of the game, you place 3 mission tokens on this card. Each time you defend during the roll attack dice step, you may discard 1 mission token from this card to force your opponent to roll -1 attack dice. Not a bad card by any sort of means. Definitely something that's working well on a Borg fleet. Is sort of like the sort of shenanigans that they would pull off. I've not personally used this one yet. I've had it on a fleet once, but I took it off to save points. But definitely up there for tech options. My laptop has gone into slow mode. Oh, there we go. So, number 6. Technological Analysis. You spend 1 drone token and target an opposing ship. Discard 1 battle station, evade, scan, or target lock from beside that ship. If you decide to get rid of the target lock, you also have to get rid of the target lock from your ship as well, so that's fine. 5 is Subspace Distortion. Discard to perform the action. Each time you defend this round, instead of rolling your normal defense dice, roll a number of defense dice equal to your starting shield value. During the modified defense dice step of the combat phase, you may re-roll a number of your blank results equal to your active shields. You cannot attack this round. So it works well as a nice little defending card, that one. Temporal Vortex. When defending, during the compare results step, you may discard this card and spend 3 of your drone tokens to force the attacking ship to redo its attack. All of the dice, attack and defense, are rolled again. All cards and tokens that were used in the original attack remain used and cannot be used in the second attack. This upgrade may only be purchased for a Borg ship. Disgusting. Your opponent's just hit you for 6 damage with his photon torpedoes. He's spent a battle station which was next to his ship to do it. He's got rid of his target lock. You flip over your temporal vortex. They have to attack you all over again. And there's nothing they can do about it. They just gotta go, oh. Shoot. Damn. Okay. So yeah, quite naughty. In at 3... this is something I've used, so my integrated Borg technology card lets you add 1 Borg upgrade to your upgrade bar, and you do not pay a faction penalty for this card. So you could put this card on a Federation ship, and there's nothing that they can do. There's no like sort of penalty for playing the card, and that goes for the upgrade as well, I believe. Number 2, Feedback Pulse. When defending for any dice are rolled, you may discard this card to declare that half of the damage of this attack will be cancelled and the other half will be assigned to the attacker. Obviously, round down. You receive no damage, so they attack you with 6 dice. You go, haha, Feedback Pulse. They attack you for the 6 dice. They manage to score 4 hits. 2 of them get cancelled. 2 of them will go to their ship instead of your ship. The attacking ship cannot receive critical damage from this effect, so if it is a critical, they just take a normal. Place an auxiliary power token then beside your ship for doing so. Very naughty. And finally, in at number 1 on the tech, the Power Node. Whenever you perform a red maneuver, you may disable this card and 2 of your active shields to treat the maneuver as a white maneuver. That was the tech. We have got weapons now. I've just frozen up a second. Right. There we go. I'm back. Cool. Number 10, the Tractor Beam. So, the Tractor Beam. Attack. Discard this card and target an opposing ship. For each critical that would deal damage to the defending ship's hull, you may instead steal 1 tech or crew upgrade from a defending ship, ignoring your ship's restrictions. So it is naughty. If you manage to secure, I don't know, let's say you roll 6 dice. Of those 6 dice, it doesn't actually say on there what happens to the hits. I assume the hits will still go through, but obviously the crits just let you steal stuff. I will find that out, and I will try and leave it in the comments at a later date. I'll find out how that one works. Number 9 is the Biomolecular Torpedo. So the attack value and cost of this weapon are the ship's printed weapon value. The attack, you spend 2 drone tokens on the captain equipped to this card and target an opposing ship. If this attack hits, place 2 time tokens on the captain and each crew upgrade equipped to the defending ship. If the defending ship is a Species 8472 ship, you place 2 time tokens on all cards equipped to it instead. So that's everything, not just crew and captain. Very nice card. I've used it a few times. I've caused a lot of damage with it as well, funnily enough. But it's just a powerhouse. Watching your opponent try to squirm as they've got 2 time tokens on everything. Unless they've got Esri Dax. Because Esri Dax reduces every time token by 1, which is an absolute nightmare. But I'm not entirely sure if she triggers, because I've never actually had to go against her with this, but I'm not sure how she would trigger. Because technically you're putting them on everything including her. So she would be time token, so she wouldn't be able to use her ability. But again, that's something to look into in the future anyway. Going to 8. There is 8, the Biogenic Charge. It is a question mark in respect of a weapon. You must use 1 Borg upgrade and 1 weapon slot to deploy this upgrade to your ship. The attack, you spend a target lock, spend your target lock and discard this card to perform this attack. In addition to normal damage, the opposing ship must discard 1 of its crew upgrades of its choice for each damage you inflict to that ship's hull with this attack. Add 1 drone token to your captain card for each crew upgrade that was discarded with this attack. You cannot exceed your starting number of drones, so you'd have to spend a few drones before you attack with a few drones, if that makes sense. Going to 7. It is the proton beam. So the proton beam lets you disable this card to perform the attack. It's only 3 dice, and all damage inflicted by this attack ignores the opponent's ship's shields. So they basically will take 3 damage straight to the hull. Not bad for 4 points. It's only a range 1 though, so that's not as good, but it's cookable, as we would say in Yu-Gi-Oh! 6. Advanced proton beam. So it is the same as the proton beam, but more advanced. So the attack of this weapon is the ship's printed primary value weapon value. Your attack is remove this card from play, spend 2 drone tokens on the captain, equip the ship, target an opposing ship. All damage inflicted by this attack ignores the defending ship's shields. So, again, goes straight through to the hull, and is pretty naughty, really. 1 point less than that one. Probably a better weapon cost if you've got on a ship of, say, 6. So, yeah, works better than that one. And it's a 360-degree arc on there as well. In 5, the magnetometric guided charge. I said that. I'm proud of myself. Or magnetometric, rather. It is basically a 3 dice attack, range 1 to 3. You disable this card to perform the attack, and you may convert one of your battle stations into a critical result. Target ship does not roll defense dice against this attack. Excuse me. This upgrade may only be purchased for a Borg ship, which is quite nice. I've had this used against me a few times. Absolutely disgusting. Because it basically just puts 3 dice straight onto you and there's nothing you can do about it. Going in at number 4. I'll try and speed this up a little bit. I can feel the dizziness kicking in there. For anybody who knows out there, I do suffer at the moment with a lot of dizziness, and the doctor doesn't know what it is. If you're a doctor down below, please give me some answers. But anyway, back to the Star Trek. So Borg missile is in at number 4. It is a 4 dice attack. You disable this card to perform this attack. The target ship does not sustain normal damage. Instead, you place an auxiliary power token beside the ship and destroy one of its active shields for each hit or crit result. So, let's say, I don't know, let's say 3 of the 4 dice were hits and crits. You'll get 3 auxiliary power tokens and 3 shields that are active destroyed. So, you know, it doesn't work once the shields are gone. I believe it doesn't work as it's supposed to then. So, yeah, quite naughty. Target ship does not roll defense dice against this attack. So, even if they've got like 3 dice attack, 3 dice defense, you just go, no, you haven't. Moving on to number 3, we've got the cutting beam. The cutting beam's a nice little one. It's 10 dice. It is 8 points, so it is quite a costly one. And you must have the the Borg tractor beam. So not the tractor beam that's down the bottom end of this list that we've already seen. It's got to be the Borg tractor beam, which is an upgrade for the Borg. I believe it's in this list as well. You must have that on board to use it, and then you've got to have corresponding. Yeah, we know that bit. So you disable this card to perform the attack, and then this upgrade may only be purchased for the Borg ship. So you roll 10 dice against, obviously, whatever the tractor beam is. Exactly, so it's all good. Moving on to number 2. So number 2 is Full Assault. Disable this card to perform the attack. It is a 6 dice attack. You must divide this attack between 2 or 3 different ships. You may divide your attack dice however you like, but you must roll at least 2 attack dice against each ship. If fired from a Borg tactical cube, you add 3 dice. So that 6 dice becomes a 9 dice if you fire it from a tactical cube of which you've got Tac Cube 001 or Tac Cube 138. So, choice of 2. And then finally, ladies and gentlemen, in at number 1 is the forward weapons array. This is something I had to throw on last minute because for some strange reason I missed number 1 on my list. So I had to put it on as a last minute upgrade. It is one of my favourite ones. I have used it once or twice. And you discard this card to target up to 3 ships in your forward firing arc. You make a separate attack with this weapon. So if there's 3 ships in your front arc, you're shooting 3 ships. If you're a Borg ship at range 2, or range 1 to 3, sorry, you get a 360 degree firing arc. So anything inside that 360, you see how it works. And then if you attack 1 ship with this weapon, add 3 dice to this attack. If you attack 2 ships, add 1 dice. So, if you're only attacking 1, this dice, the attack of this is 6 dice. If you're attacking 2 ships, it goes to 4 dice. And then I believe if it's 3 or more ships you attack, you only get 3 for each. So, quite naughty, quite nasty. But that is the weapons. Before I do the crew, I'm going to do the Borg upgrades. So I'm just going to quickly swap the screens over. Bear with me for 1 moment. I've got to remember which one I put it under. So it should be this one. Right. This is in at number 10. The Transwarp Coil. So the action, if this card is not equipped to a Borg ship, discard this card. It's got to be equipped to a Borg ship to work. And then you perform an additional maneuver on this ship's dial at the same speed as its revealed maneuver and treat it as a red. So I've got that in at number 10 because I've used it once or twice as well and quite like it, to be fair. It came with, bear with me a second. It came with, hey, go away. Lost in the Delta Quadrant. Lost in the Delta Quadrant. I don't actually recall seeing that card in my box. Curious. Okay, no problem. It's got me thinking. I'm going to have to go and have a look now in a bit. But yeah, Transwarp Coil. Very nice. Apparently it came in the Lost in the Delta Quadrant pack. But TTS will not load it for some reason. So I have put a report into our lead man Jerry. This is your little shout out for the video, my dear friend. Keep up the hard work, as we are all, we all enjoy playing Star Trek, and we all thank you very much for your continued work on the TTS and the Utopias. Thank you very much. And carry on with the video. That is in at number 10. And then, hang on. Let me go back to OBS a second. Because now I've got to change it back to that one there. There you go. I almost continued on the video then and completely forgot to change it back. Right, so number 9. Interlink transceiver, something I use a lot, especially if I'm using the Borg Voyager, because who wouldn't want that extra agility value for 2 points? So any ship within range 1 of you gets the benefits of the interlink transceiver, but obviously your ship is the main one that does it, especially if you've got the Borg Voyager, because the Borg Voyager is just evil with 3 defense dice. One of my favorites. Going to 8, technological distinctiveness. So you place 1 mission token on this card. When attacking with the ship's primary weapon, this ship rolls +1 die for each mission token on this card. So, depending on how you want to play it, you can creep up the battlefield nice and slow, basically using this card to boost as much as you like. and then obviously you attack with whatever is on there on top of your weapon value when you get close enough. 7 is Borg Tractor Beam. So I did, like I said, mention it was going to be on there. So the Borg Tractor Beam is the action. Target a ship at range 1. Place 1 white Borg Tractor Beam token beside that ship and the corresponding Borg token beside this ship. And it's got, obviously they got a match, and then you put one that side, one this side. So it's basically just to say that you have that ship in a tractor beam, and then you can trigger the weapon wherever it has gone, the cutting beam. 6 distribution nodes. Target a friendly ship at range 1, repair 1 hull on the ship and deal 1 damage to yours instead. Sorry. Take that, swap it around. Repair 1 to yours and then deal 1 to the other one. Number 5 is the Borg Shield Matrix. I used this yesterday on a ship myself. It was actually on the big cube 112. And then each time your ship's hull or shields are damaged by an enemy ship, you place 1 Borg Shield Matrix token on this card to a maximum of 3. And then no ship can be equipped with more than 1 Borg Shield Matrix upgrade. Basically, it comes with its own separate card. And what it does is, if you trigger the Borg Shield Matrix, you take damage to your hull. You put 1 token on here. And then when you attack, you boost your attack dice by however many mission tokens or Borg Shield Matrix tokens are on this card. So if you've got 3 Shield Matrix tokens on there, and you've got a 6 dice attack, you're now running a 9 dice attack, thanks to this card. Next up is the Borg Ablative Hull Armor. So a lot of you probably know what this card does, a few of you probably don't. When defending, you convert all your opponent's criticals to hits and place all the damage cards that your ship receives beneath this card. Once there are 4 damage cards beneath this card, you discard this, upgrade, and all damage cards beneath it, and all excess damage affects the ship as normal. As I proved last night, I sat underneath this, didn't take any damage at all until I had like 2 hull left. Then I ploughed 4 cards underneath and then started regenerating. It's a naughty way to keep yourself alive a little bit longer. Going into number 3 is the Borg Maturation Chamber. So your action, you discard this card to add a number of drone tokens to your captain card until you reach your captain's starting number of drone tokens. You cannot exceed your captain's starting number. So, sorry, I thought somebody was downstairs. I think it was a dog. But basically what he does is there's only so much that you could do on this. So things like the Borg Queen, who's got 9. If you've only got 2 tokens left, use your Borg Maturation Chamber. Give her 7 tokens to get her back up to 9. Quite evil, quite naughty. For number 2 then is the Borg Assimilation Tubules. So your action, there's 2 versions of this card in the game. Both of them do the same thing. They're both actions. The only difference is one is a disable, one is a discard. So the disable is 8 points. The discard is only 3 points. But what you do is you discard 1 drone token to target a ship at range 1 to 2. You can steal a crew, tech, or weapon upgrade from the target ship, even if it exceeds your ship's restrictions. Place a disabled upgrade token on the assimilated upgrade, and then you cannot steal anything from 8472, which makes sense because they were the big ones to, be the rivals to the Borg. And finally, number 1 for the Borg upgrades is the multi-adaptive shields. You must discard this card if your ship has no active shields, but during the compare result step, you get to cancel 1 hit every time you are attacked. And then finally, guys, we're on to the last row now, which is obviously crew. You can see that there's 1 there that's an independent. You can see 1 there that's a federation. while I'm going through, I'll see if you can try and guess what those two are. But for now, here we go. Number 10 is 1. So discard this card to perform this action. For each damage your ship suffers this round, disable one of your active shields instead of destroying it. If you have no active shields left, any excess damage applies to your hull as normal. Quite a naughty one. Then we've got second of 5, target ship at range 1 to 2, discard this card and one upgrade of your choice on the target ship. This ability may be used against a ship that is cloaked. In an 8, Crossus. So Crossus is increase the captain's skill of the captain equipped to the ship by 1. If it's a Borg captain, increase it by 3. And then once per game, when the captain of the ship is discarded, you can get rid of the captain and have him take over as your captain. A skill of 5 with 5 drone tokens on him. 7 is 4 of 12. So a nice action, discard this card and one of your drone tokens to target a ship within range 1 to 3. Remove any one token from beside the target ship, then place a scan beside your ship. If you removed a blue target lock, you get rid of the corresponding red as well. 6 is second. So activation phase, once per game, discard the captain equipped to this ship, perform an action as a free action, then place four drone tokens on this card, and then this card will become the captain instead, like he did in Voyager. Next up is Goval. So Goval, discard this card at any time to prevent one of your other upgrades from being disabled or discarded. And if this upgrade is deployed to a ship with a Borg captain, you may spend 1 drone token to use this ability. It's very nice. 3 of 9. 3 of 9 lets you perform a regeneration. You can repair 1 shield and 1 hull instead. And you do not lose the attack action either for this turn because you've done it. This is why I said earlier on, obviously I don't really use the Borg that much or that well. But this is why I said, when they use the regeneration, they can't do the attack as well. So this is why I thought I'd let you know that this is why. Because 3 of 9 gives you both of those abilities. Useless fact that I've just discovered. A very, very young Ryan Reynolds actually appeared in an episode of The X-Files. I only know because I got it on the tally now. I think it's season 3. But that's back off subject, so let's go back on. We've got Mazzotti in at number 3. I loved Mazzotti in the series. She was such a cool little character. Very well played as well. So whenever the effect of a crew upgrade would target this ship, you discard this card and target that upgrade, and then disable the target upgrade and cancel its effect. Slowly coming to the end of the list, as we get to number 2, the Neonatal Borg. Adds 1 crew slot to your ship's abilities. And then if this card is equipped to a Borg ship, you may have Borg crew upgrades fill this ship's tech or Borg upgrade slots. So it works well. So Neonatal Borg, you want to put 1 extra crew member on. You can't put the 1 extra crew member on. So you think, do you know what? I got no gaps. Let's just put them in a tech slot because I've got Neonatal Borg on board. Why not? And then finally, guys, number 1, you've probably by this point guessed it. It had to be her. 7 of 9. Because why not? One of my favourite 7 of 9s as she appeared in my list for the Federation. I use her so much. You can add a tech or Borg upgrade slot to your bar, and then your action every turn is to perform the scan action as a free action. In addition, if it's an Intrepid, you place a second scan or an evade, and then on top of that, if it's a Borg ship, which the Borg Intrepid Voyager is, you then get to do the battle station as well. So you're getting 3 tokens for the price of 1 action, which is pretty damn sweet, if you ask me. But yeah, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is my top 10s for the Borg. An awful lot of cards there. A long time to go through them. And just as dizziness is about to kick in, I've managed to finish the video. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. There will be more to come. I've still got to cover the Dominion. I've still got to cover Independent. And I've even been asked to do a little mini one for the Ferengi. A little top 5s, if you like, for the Ferengis. So I'll try and get that done as soon as I can. But as for now, guys, thanks for watching. This has been my top 10 Borg video. Like I said, in no particular order. Some of them are in the correct order, some of them are not. But yeah, hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one.